I didn't want to be right. I was hoping that there would be more to a reason why Obito's doing all this. But it really is because Rin died. It's official. Obito is the Anakin Skywalker of Naruto. All of this because of a girl. And not just, and maybe I would have been okay if it was his, wife or girlfriend. No, this is a girl he had a crush on when he was a kid. It's just a crush. Yeah, I know that this is a cliche that goes on in not just anime and manga, but in movies, video games, TV shows, comic books. But there are those that make this cliche good. That use this cliche and it's actually good. This, however, is not. Hey guys, LunarSpy1127 here, bringing you Naruto chapter 606, The Dream World. All this for a freaking girl. I'll have to stop. Alright. So the chapter begins with Obito walking across this huge pool of blood, mind you, from last week's brutal, gory chapter, which was, I'll admit, was pretty good because of the gory violence. Anyway, Obito is walking on this huge pool of blood, walking through Kakashi, heading towards Rin's corpse. He tries to touch Rin, but he couldn't because his hand slips right through her. But he manages to control his Kamui, just so he could touch her, stroke her face like that. And I guess, yeah, I'm gonna assume that he awakened Mankyo's Sharingan not because of Rin died, but also because of Senju DNA. Fucking Senju DNA. So, once he was able to control his Kamui ability, he was able to stroke Rin's face and hold her close. Which I will admit, that even if you hate Obito's reasons for doing this, you can't help but feel bad for the guy. I mean, yeah, he did have a crush on this girl, but he did care for her, and she's dead, and he's really heartbroken over this. And, right when he was holding her close, he says, Rin, just once more, I'll create a world with you in it. So that alone, Rin's death, was the true reason to go along with his plan. Creating the Akatsuki, the war, manipulating so many people, killing so many lives, all because Rin died. Don't get me wrong, I didn't hate this chapter because we do get some answers, and the answers that we already knew have been confirmed, but this Obito, it was great in the beginning, and Kakashi guided, and now, well, anyway, he leaves behind Kakashi, which I don't understand, why he didn't kill him, because he was the one that killed Rin, but I'll get to that later. So Obito goes back to Madara, and he explains everything that has happened when he left. And apparently we've learned that Obito spared Kakashi not because he was showing mercy, but it was because it didn't really matter if he lived or dies. Because the world Obito wants to create will have him exist either way, along with Rin, of course. And that reason alone is to join Madara and create this dream world where him, Kakashi, and Rin can live happily ever after, where everything's all hunky-dory, everybody is happy, holding hands, singing Kumbaya. Yeah. And I don't think that's gonna happen. Then Madara. Madara, I mean, come on. I mean, Obito's gotta be at least suspicious of Madara. I mean, Madara, he's like, good. From today, you will be the savior's world. Well, he doesn't really been doing this, but he might as well be doing because this guy is evil. Evil. Madara decides to show Obito his plan by Genjutsu. Apparently this Genjutsu is pretty strong because he was able to use the power of Geromazo. And we do actually get some questions answered and explained. Madara explains to Obito that for his plan to work, he requires to use the moon to place the internal Tsukiyomi to cast on everyone. But for that to work, he needs the power of the Rikudo, the Sage of Six Paths, the Rikudo Sennin, and the Jubi, the Ten Tails. In the next page, a brief amount of time has passed, and we get to see the original Zetsu, the Zetsu that we were introduced in Shippuden or in the end of Naruto and Sasuke's fight. We get to see him, and Tobi, aka Obito, they are in the Rain Village, Ame, and they come across Nagato, Konan, and Yahiko. They see that Nagato has Madara's Rinnegan, a real eye. Apparently, Madara really did give Nagato the Rinnegan. He gave it to him when he was still a child without him noticing. How? Was it a Genjutsu? Did he implant Madara's eyes? How did this happen? When did this happen? How did Nagato's parents not know about it? How did Madara even know about Nagato? Is that going to be explained? And apparently, it says, according to Zetsu, Nagato has the Senju bloodline, but I thought he was Uzumaki. Or is the Uzumaki clan kinda like the Senju clan? Or are they like descendants of the Senju as well? I don't know. That hasn't been really explained that much. So then we get to another flashback, and we come back to, a flashback within the flashback of Madara explaining more to Obito about his plan. Apparently, we learned how Madara awakened the Rinnegan. When we already knew that he got Hashirama Senju's cells so he could heal himself, right after the Valley of the End. But when he was in the verge of death, he finally activated his Rinnegan. You have to have the powers of the Senju and the Uchiha clans in order to awaken the Rinnegan. So that means that Sasuke, the rumors that Sasuke might awaken the Rinnegan, they're false, because Sasuke is only an Uchiha. He doesn't have Senju DNA, so there's no way Sasuke will awaken the Rinnegan at all. And those who have the Rinnegan, or the powers of both the Uchiha and the Senju, they are able to use Geromazo. So that's how Madara was able to use it. And then he explains that the Geromazo is really the shell of the Jubi. So we already know that because Geromazo is turning into the Jubi. It's its vessel. We know that. And we already know how the white Zetsus were formed, because they're the artificial bodies created from Hashirama cells. It was already explained way back, but they decided to put that in the chapter. And we also actually learned the origins of Black Zetsu, how the original Zetsu that we've seen in the Katsuki was created. Apparently, Madara taught Obito the Forbidden Uchiha technique, the Rikudo Jutsu. Wait, Rikudo Jutsu. Really, the Six Paths of Pain is an Uchiha technique. It's an Uchiha technique? I thought it was a Rikudo technique. A technique created by the Rikudo Sennin. I thought Uchihas get all the techniques. What the hell? He's a Nagi. He's a Nami. Anyway, aside from the Rikudo technique, Madara taught Obito the Iyoton Jutsu. I think it was the Yin and Yang ninjutsu that Obito was talking about when he fought against Konan, like a couple hundred chapters ago. I'm not really sure about this, but apparently Madara used the Iyoton Jutsu to create the Black Zetsu, where he inserts a portion of Madara's will into the half of the artificial body that was created from Hashirama cells. So if you actually think about it, Zetsu is the love child of Madara and Hashirama. And apparently those black chakra rods are also made from Madara's will as well. I guess so we learned that the black chakra rods that were, that Pain used to control the dead corpses, those were actually an Inyonto and Jutsu technique as well. And right after he taught Obito all these things, Madara, he pulls out the tubes that connects him from Geromazo, that's keeping him alive, and he starts to die. And he tells Obito to hurry up and move, go along with the plan. In one of the panels, according to the plan, they have to get Nagato to join on their side, find the Jinchuriki, find the tail beast, the Bijou, and use Nagato's Rin Tensei Jutsu to revive Madara. So the chapter ends with Obito and Zetsu confronting Nagato. So that's Naruto chapter 606. This was an okay chapter. We do get some questions answered, but we still have more that needs to be answered as well. And this chapter definitely confirmed the assumptions, the things that we already know that are true. It's been confirmed that Madara gave Nagato the Rinnegan, even though I have no idea how he did it. I would like to know how he did it. Unfortunately, we don't know why Rin was the Mist Ninja's target. And we don't know why Kakashi killed Rin. I'm pretty sure there's a good reason to it, but we'll probably have to learn about that after Obito's flashbacks. Next week, I could probably assume Toby is going to convince Nagato, Yaiko, and Konan to create the Akatsuki. And then, I guess right after that, we'll probably get to see how the other members of the Akatsuki joined. I mean, we learned how Deidara and Kisame were recruited, but we don't know, like, other characters like Itachi, Hidan, Kakuzu, Sasori. Yeah, those characters. Maybe even Orochimaru. We don't even know how they were going along with this. What I don't understand is, like, how Obito was that willing to go along with his plan. Yeah, Rin died, but... And say what you will about Nagato. I mean, yeah, Yahiko did die right in front of him, but that was like the final straw. He lost his parents. He had to go through war. Yeah, Obito, he loses one person in his life, and he just wants to create a dream world already. I don't know. It just felt like it was too soon. But what I don't understand is, like, why Madara is doing all this. Is it because he wants to take over the world? Was it because he lost to Hashirama? Was it because the Uchiha clan shunned him? Why does he want to create this dream world? That hasn't been really explained. But at least we do learn how he awakened the Rinnegan, and we do learn how Zetsu was created, and, well, the confirmation, but then how the Black Zetsu was created. I just have to ask one thing. Why didn't Obito, I don't know, try to get Nagato to join his side and use Rin Tensei to revive Rin? I mean, you didn't really have to go along with his plan and kill all, and, you know, like this war, sacrificing so many people, the Akatsuki and all that. I mean, he could have just convinced Nagato to use Rin Tensei to revive Rin, or, I don't know, maybe learn about Edo Tensei and try to use that to revive Rin, or something like that. Why didn't he just do that? I don't know. Obito... I'm not really sure how long this flashback is gonna go on for. Maybe this is gonna go on for another 2-3 more chapters. But one thing that I really hate to say this, but it seems that either Naruto or Kakashi are gonna use their talk no jutsu to convince Obito that what he's doing is wrong, and then Obito will believe them, like how Naruto did that with Nagato. I would hate it if that would happen, but then again, it might happen. I mean, it's Naruto. He always uses his talk Jesus no jutsu on everyone. Still, all this for a girl. I just can't believe it. But this chapter was okay. But I'm actually interested how Toby was able to recruit the other members of the Akatsuki. We might get to see that. Hey, and maybe if we're lucky, we might get to see them capturing the other Jinchuriki. So, yeah, that's Naruto chapter 606. It was an okay chapter. I just didn't like the fact that Obito had to go along, really was easily convinced to go along with this dream world plan just because Rain died. All this for a girl. Anyway, I'm going to Spiral 27 and I'll see you guys later. Bye.